Okay, for those COS students, let's go in and do this Oracle install. I want to make it easy. So let's open up Firefox, and of course I went into Viking Portal. I did that. And I went into Canvas. I did that. And then I went into our Canvas site right here. There we go. 38. Did that. So we've got all that set. Now, if you look at it, you'll notice over here in modules, and I'll talk about that. You've already seen it a little bit, and most of you have already done this first participation assignment. That means that you did Citrix, and I've already demoed that a couple of times. Here's the section 1 participation, and this is one of the more complex install assignments. Let's get in there and take a look at it. Let me see. I'm going to close everything except this. I'll go into the install instructions, and here's kind of what it looks like. It has this assignment, and I'll tell you what I want. I'm going to show you what screenshot that I want you to submit, and it'll just be at the end. Here is the installation document, and I'll do this in class, and I'm also making this quickie recording. So let's click on that, and we're going to follow these instructions, and I'll do it too. So let's take a look. So there's the actual document right there. Well, guess what? I'll make it a little easier. So I'll have this document open right here in a separate tab. Let's go down here and open it up. I'll right click and say open in a new window. We'll just open that separately in a new window right there. Okay, and that sort of keeps it separate and easier to see. There we go. Let me close this. All right. Perfect. So now I can do the work over here and not get things messed up. You'll notice it says that I have to get some folders, and I have to unzip the folders. So let's get the material first. I'm going to need Oracle XE. And then later on, I'm going to be getting the SQL Developer, but this is an important one. Now you'll notice these instructions take you all the way through. And here's the second thing that we need to unpack. Don't worry, we'll get it. And then I think finally down here, I've got another file that I want you to unpack, but I think we're pretty good. Grant succeeded, create tables. Yeah, this is the third one, Video Store Oracle. So let's get all these first. I'll show you how I want you to get them. So I'll move this out of the way, and actually, let me show you how to get them in here. Let's go back to modules. I need these files. And here's where they are. They're in the course downloads link. There it is, database stuff. So click on that. And here's the link. Click on the link. And it should open up in a new tab. Now, these are the files I want you to get. It's down here in the Oracle Stuff folder. Be careful how you download them. Only download one folder at a time. Don't select all of them. So we need Oracle, and I'm going to click on this, and only this. Now that that's clicked on, I'm going to download it. Let it go. It's going to take a second because it's like 1.8 gigabytes. Now, I'll fast forward and we'll wait until it's ready. So just let it download and then we'll do it. Wow, it looked like it failed. That's not good. I'm going to try it again. You know, you can also get this directly from Oracle. In fact, if you were to type in Oracle XE 213 WinZip64 into a browser, you could probably get it. I'll even try that. Let's take a look. Can I just pull this browser over and see if I can get the file directly from Oracle? So here we go. Oracle XE version 21.3 underscore. This is for Windows. Windows 64 dot zip. I'll bet you it's out there. Oh, nice. Well, it's not going to find it as a specific. Let's cut that. We'll just open up a new browser tab and paste it in. I just want to paste. I guess Firefox is not being nice to me today. I just want to search for the file. Let's open up Edge. Maybe Edge will be nicer. They ought to be. Yeah, there it is. Oracle Database Express. I should be able to grab the file. So, installing Oracle Database, all I need is the file. There's the Windows file, Oracle XE 21.3. Is that it? Directly? Yeah, I'll get it any way that I can. Oracle XE 21.3. And that's a little bit healthier. I can't speak to why my SharePoint folder is acting funny. Let's let that download. At least I can get it. And it's just about finished. So that was a great link. That'll work fine. I'll even give you another link. I'll put that in the assignment. This one looks pretty decent. And you want a good copy of this. Absolutely. Should work fine. Where are we at? Yeah, looks like it finished just about, and it should be in the downloads folder. Okay, very good. Now I'll leave that for now. So we've got that file so far. And you can even double check. If it's in downloads, you'll see it. Yeah, there it is, downloads. And you'll notice this first one got messed up. I don't even want any of that. Just delete all of that stuff. Wow, that's the one I want. This is the good one. This is the last one I downloaded, so I'll keep that one. Now, as far as my database stuff link goes, wow, that's just an external link. I can edit that, but I'll work on it later. We'll get some of the other stuff as we go. All right, so the other file that I need, hopefully I can get it from my SharePoint link. Let's go into Oracle again. I need SQL Developer. That's not as big. That's a lot smaller, so I should be able to download that. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's going a lot faster. This first one, I had to go to Oracle to get it. That's okay. I'll fix that later. Hey, nice. So we have these two. We're good on that. I don't need that. That's not a download. So we have both of these zipped folders. All right, now let's go back. I'm gonna go back up to my OneDrive. This time I just want this file, Video Store Oracle. Do you remember that was mentioned in my my sheet. It was down here somewhere called Video Store Oracle. I think it was down here, yeah. Video Store Oracle SQL, that's the file that I want. And there it is. And I just want that one file. We'll get the other ones later. I'll download that. And that's a really fast download. Okay, I'm gonna have to get my files unpacked and cleaned up now. Here we go. I can close my little SharePoint folder, and I can really just go back to my class site here. That's fine. And we'll get back to that later. Remember, I have instructions and over here in this page, and I have the assignment I'm going to keep over here on this page separately so that you can keep track of both. Let me go and open that assignment up again. And let's go to right here. So I'll have that open in one side. And then we'll have the other one open on the other side. So here it is. My instructions tell me, and I'll go back up to the top of my instructions. My instructions are telling me to unzip the Oracle installation folder and run setup and use Oracle 123 as a password. So first I have to unzip it. Because remember, we downloaded those two folders in the downloads area. This one and this one. And if you look close, they have a little zipper on them. So you have to right-click and then pick in Windows, Extract All. And Windows will show you a little extraction box right here. And it's going to put it in the same directory, and that's fine. Don't have to change anything. Just say extract. Okay. Give it a moment, and it's going to extract, and then you'll see the installer. And it's just a simple setup file. That's no problem. And it even says to run setup. Let's take a look. So it already opened up. There it is. And if you go back to downloads, you'll see, oh, I have the zippered folder, but now I have the extracted folder. Yeah, go down here to setup. And since you're an administrator, you should be able to just double click and start the installation. The user account control asks for permission, and you say yes. And there you go. Preparing to install. And here's the installation screen for Oracle Database. Click Next. Say, I accept the agreement. Click Next. Just let it go into its folder. Destination folder's fine. Say Next. All right, the password. What was the password that we wanted to use? Use Oracle 123 right there. Oracle 123. I'm going to copy that. That's the password I want. So, Oracle 123. Oracle 123, that's fine. Click Next. Leave these alone. Click Install. All right. Now, you're going to see a little Java window pop up, and it wants to ask for permission. And you'll have to say yes when that comes up. It'll take a second, and I'll pause in between when it does. But keep an eye on it. This install takes a few minutes. So I'll pause the video until you have to either click on yes for Java or you have to click finish. So just keep an eye. I'm going to pause the video and we'll start up again in a second. Oh, there it goes. There's the Java platform prompt, and yes, click allow. Okay, and let it continue to install. And it's finally finished, and that pretty much is where we're at. I'll finish this. Okay, now we can go back to our instructions. Let's take a look at our instructions now. Okay, that's what I want to show you. Now, we finished the first one. Install select successfully window will show. Here we go. Now we're going to go to the next step. We're going to do this concept of multi-tenant container database and pluggable database. I'll talk about that in the class, but I just want you to finish. Now, the next step. When Oracle XE is finished, click on the Windows taskbar. Okay, click on Windows. Search for, I think they want me to search for, Database Configuration Assistant. Okay, which should be installed. There it is, Database Configuration Assistant. Accept the UAC. Let it start up. Perfect. So we have that running, and here's our instructions over here. First, we're going to select Manage Pluggable Databases. Yep, there it is. Okay, and I'll click Next. Then it says Create a Pluggable Database. Yep, it's already selected. Click Next. And then it says select the database XE because that's our main database that we installed. We don't have to type anything else in. We're basing it on the XE database management system, which is Express Edition, Oracle Express Edition. Now I want to create a new pluggable database from a seed database, which is like an example database. That's one that I want. Don't have to change anything else. Click Next. Now, we're going to be calling this database, which is sort of like a little portable internal database, FredDB. That's what it's called. Now, the administrator name is Fred, and be careful of the password. The password is capital P @ SSW0RD. And I'll paste that in. Password and password. Okay, click the next button. Now, I'm going to leave that alone. We don't have to change the storage or where we store it. Just click on Next. And then finally, when it gives us everything it's going to do, click on Finish and let it go through and create that pluggable database. I know it sounds funny, but it's true. All right. Now we're going to have to do something else. There it is, SQL Developer. We'll get that. Is that done? Yep, that's done. And now we have to do SQL Developer, which is the program we use to work with our database. All right, let's go back into our File Explorer and go to Downloads. Yeah, there's SQL Developer. I'm going to right-click again, and I'm going to extract all. However, this time, I don't want to extract it to downloads. I'm going to browse, and I'm going to extract it to my desktop, and I'm going to create a folder. New folder, just call it SQL Developer. See if that works. That's it. I'm going to select the folder and we're going to go for it. Now I hope that'll unpack everything right over here. Let's see if it does. And there it goes. It'll take a moment, but it'll get it unpacked. I'll pause for a moment while it does that. Okay, nice. Now wait, you mean it unpacked to another folder called SQL Developer? Inside SQL Developer? I don't like that. Why don't they ever do unpacking correctly? So if I have SQL Developer inside SQL Developer, you know what? I'm just going to move this directly. That has stuff in it. Fine. Yeah, okay. Now I've got that folder, which is a lot nicer. I'll just keep it right there. That's fine. Okay, I'll close this. So I unzipped it and I put it wherever I wanted to. Now I'm going to open up this folder and you'll see there's a program. It doesn't have to be installed. It just says SQL Developer. And you can even paste it into the taskbar if you want, I think. I'm not sure. But I'm just going to double click. And it'll start to run. Right there is SQL Developer. It's just like a dashboard for databases. Now, I don't want to import anything, so say no. Nice. All right. This can, and when you see this, turn tracking usage off. Say, okay. Close the welcome page. You don't need to see the welcome page. So this program can talk to databases, and we have a database installed, but we've got to make a connection to it. All right, let's make a connection, and this is kind of where we're going. So I'm going to make a connection right here. It says, when SQL Developer is open, click on the green plus sign to create a connection to XE, and we'll just call it Container DB. That's our main container. All right, I'll click on the little green plus sign. I'm going to make a connection, and we'll call it Container DB. I'll give it a nice, let's give it a nice dark color there. Now, the specifications are this. I have to use the name system, and the password is Oracle123. So these are the settings: username, password, role, all of that. Let's do it. So the username is system, and that's the main user. Username is system. It's default. The password is Oracle123. And it already shows that it's connecting locally to the XE database. It's already filled that out automatically. I'm going to save the password. Now I'm going to test it. It should say success. Yeah, there it is, success. Now I'll save it. So that's my saved connection. Nice. Okay, good. Now, they want me to connect. So if you want to connect, there's the button to connect. And you'll see a tiny little plug comes next to it. I'm connected to the database now. Perfect. Okay, there's some stuff we want to type in once that's done, and it shows you. We're going to type this in, because I want to see my pluggable databases, if there's anything in there. Let me paste this in to this first window that popped up. And I'll click on the green arrow. It's got to be right next to it, and I'll click on it. And sure enough, it did show I've got these 3 pluggable databases. The one that I made, Fred, and then the other 2 are sort of like examples. All right, perfect. Now let's go to the next step. I'm going to type in this command, alter pluggable databases all open. And this is a special SQL command that tells Oracle, that tells my XE database, hey, always keep these pluggable databases open. So I'm going to paste that in, and I'll click on my run statement. You have 2 choices. This one should work if your cursor's blinking in the right spot, so I'm there. I'll run it. Yep, and it did change that. Now I'm going to run another statement, so I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over the last statement, and I'll run that again. Press enter. Hey, there we go. So I've altered them and made them stay open. Okay. Now, I have a couple of other things I'm going to do, and let me move these side by side so they'll look nice. That should work. All right. I need to make a new connection. I'm going to click on the right click on the green plus sign, or just do a regular click, either way, to make a new connection. I'll just click on it. There we go. New connection. Now the name of the connection is going to be Fred DB connection. Be careful, don't include the quotes. If you're copying from the little document, you got to be careful. Boy, that doesn't work. I'll just have to type it in. I hate that. Fred DB connection, and I don't know what color to give it. I'll give it a nice bright red color. Now, the username is Fred because we made him. And save password is checked. I remember the password. Capital P @ There it is. That's absolutely the password. Now, we have to make a slight change. I'm not talking to the XE database. I'm talking to one of the pluggable databases. Well, it's FredDB because we made that database. FredDB. There we go. Now, this should work. Now, I'm going to test it. Yeah, it worked. And I'm going to save the connection. That worked. And I'm going to connect. Ah, nice. So there I am. Fred connection is working. Container DB is working. And the picture shows exactly the right way to do it. Fred is an administrator. That's fine. Even though Fred can talk to this little database, I don't have any power. So I need to make another connection to the little Fred database, but using the system account so I can give Fred power. Yeah, all right. I'm going to make another connection. Databases are all about connections. So we're going to call this FredDB Manage Connection. I'll put that right in there. Now, the username is a little bit different. It's called sys, and the role over here has to be sysdba. I have to connect to it with lots of power. Now remember, the password is Oracle123, just like our original system user, and our system user is definitely the most powerful. Now we're going to have to go down here to service name because we're talking to the little Fred DB that we made. All right, Fred DB is set. Now let's click on Save Password. Let's test it. And it does test. I'll save the connection and then I'll connect. Okay, now I'm connected to Fred. This little window up here is the Fred connection window. And now I can give Fred some power. Now watch what I'm doing. It's like I'm the main boss, but I can really give Fred power by doing this. Let me paste this in to make sure it's right. I'm going to grant Fred some power over this. So let's plug this in. Oh, I guess I missed a G. Let me put the G in. I'm going to grant the connect, resource, and DBA rights to Fred. I mean, that's what I'm going to give him. Let me run this and see if it'll allow. Yeah, Fred got it. Now I'm also going to grant the create session. Let me go over here and grab this. I'm going to grant the create session to Fred. I have to maybe clean it up a little. Yeah, I think I do. Let's take a look what happened. Yeah. Grant create session to Fred. I always like to put a semicolon on the end. Let's run that. Yep, that succeeded. And then finally I'll grant unlimited table space to Fred. So let's see if that'll paste in. Sometimes you have to clean it up a little, and you can retype it if you need. You know, I have to put in the G again, table space to Fred, and put in the semicolon. All right, let's run it. Perfect. So to be honest, Fred's hooked up. Now I'm going to disconnect all my connections. All right, because I'm going to sort of start from fresh. Now we have these 3 connections. I'm going to disconnect. Right click, disconnect. Okay, how about Fred DB connection? Right click, disconnect. How about container DB? Right click and disconnect. So we're not connected at all. And these 3 windows, I'm just going to close them. Close. No, I don't want to save. Close that window and close this window. No, I don't want to save. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm going to go back to Fred DB connection right here, and I'm going to right click and connect. Okay, now I'm Fred and I can talk to my database. That I'm in charge of it and I have power over it. I'm ready to make tables. Now I need this last file, Video Store Oracle SQL. And I'm going to open it in Notepad, and I'm going to paste it in here and run it. Let's try it. Okay, let's go into our files. I'll make this bigger because we want to see it a little bit more. Let's go into our files, and let's take a look. I knew I had downloaded it. Yeah, there it is. Now, it's a SQL file, but I think I can open it in Notepad. So right-click and open with Notepad. Perfect. I'll just say just once. Oh, nice. Okay, there's a bunch of SQL information here. I don't want it all, but I'll say edit, select all, and then say edit and copy, because I want to paste it into my database query window. Now right click and say paste. Okay, that looks pretty good, but there's a lot of stuff. Now this is how you create a database just using code, but we can't use all of this. I don't want to connect to the system I'm already connected. I don't want to use any other user. I don't want to create a user. I don't want to make anything. I'm going to go all the way down here because I don't want this blue part. I'll delete it. All I want is to start with alter session. Now, if you see anything that has a slash and an asterisk, that just is a comment line. It doesn't run. You can delete that. But if you have starting right here with the word alter, well, now you can't click on the big green arrow. Click on the little green arrow and let's see what happens. Oh, something's happening. It did. It worked. Commit complete. Wow. Well, let's take a look. My instructions said to paste it in. I did. I deleted all the lines. I ran the code. I did use the small arrow. Now clear the screen, and I'm going to type in a command. Let's try it. Let me take a look and see what I've got. Clear the screen, it says. Yeah, I'm going to clear it right here. And let's click on the little eraser button. All right, nice. Okay, did I actually create a video store database? Well, let's try and run this. Let's try and run this command. I'll copy it and I'll paste it, just like in the notes. Select all from movie. I'll put a semicolon at the end. I always like to do that. Okay, let's click on the arrow. Oh, nice. These are old movies, but there they are. We got it. So this is the end result. Now let's take a look at my instructions. My instructions are, that means we did the following. Yeah. Perfect. Is that what I want you to give me? Pretty much, yeah. This is your screenshot. And when you take this screenshot, and let me close all this other stuff right here. We don't need that. This we're okay with. I'm going to go back and view this as a student. So let's go all the way back. And the assignment that I want, and I'll explain it now, but I'll also do it in class. Don't worry. Let's go to modules. And so when it comes time, and I'll do this in class, I think the second week, when it comes time to do this assignment, you're going to go in here and you're going to follow along with my instructions. It's just like if you were really doing it. It's not available yet, but once you get ready to do it as a student, I'm going to give you a little box to paste in. And what I'm asking you to paste in is just this screenshot window. Because after all, if you did everything right, I'm going to be able to see these 3 different connections, and I'll see that you were able to create the database, all by following those instructions. And I'll show you how to submit it when we do the assignment. I think I'm doing the assignment on the 12th. And that's the second week. In the first week, we're going to do Citrix. Remember, Citrix is something that you need to know how to do. And that obviously that's important, but we'll do that the first week. All right, let me close this. Now, Oracle's already fine. It's running. You can disconnect. I'm going to disconnect. And I'll close this. Don't need to save it. My data's already there. And I can close it, and we're done. I'll post a link to this. So this is kind of the fastest that I could do it and still have it work well. We'll talk to you next time.